It is, strangers. It's time for another 2 p.m. PST Twitch stream. Or at least that should be how it is, but I'm obviously coming in very late. Um, had an enjoyable conversation with my brother, and I just didn't want to let go of it um, until pretty late. Uh, so I got everything kind of squared away, and it is time for me to get back into my coding stream today. Now, it is currently 2:50 p.m. actually, instead of the 2 o'clock. So I'm coming in this late right now. But we are going to be continuing our development of my game GGG, or Ghouls, Ghosts, and Goblins. And we are going to be focused on continuing our animations for said game. Um, Now, I'm not going to be doing any like major coding today, or at least I don't expect to. I'm going to be continuing my work on getting a lot of the uh, major animations done for this, drawing up the frames for each of these characters all these sprites that I'm building, and then once each of them are done, then we will go ahead and move on to um, put them into the game and start building the rest of the game from there. So, but everything is pretty much set up for the most part. Um, Although I should probably get a couple more things taken care of, but let me go ahead and put this live here so you guys can all kind of see me. Um, but I still have one thing that I need to take care of real quick. So, pardon me while I try to take care of that right at the moment. Pardon me. it would be helpful if I actually had my mic on. Apologies, folks. Here I am talking and you guys can't hear a damn thing. Apologies for that. So that one's done. Alright. Now we have our second image here that we want to work on here. So we need to ungroup. Select those eyes there so we can swap them out. Okay. Now, the eyes are done, but the arm needs to change. So what we're going to do, we're just going to select both of the arm and the hammer. We're going to group them. We're going to copy that particular group, and we're going to paste it. So now I can go ahead and rotate this one. And we can kind of change this a little bit here. There we go. That'll do for this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. I'm going to post it over here. Get it in the same relative spot. And then we're going to take this, remove that. Then we're going to go ahead and group that all together. I'm going to go ahead and save it. Clean up. No cleanup necessary. Flip it. Save as. To the right. And now we clean up again. And we're done with that one. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and break that apart. I'll go ahead and remove those. And this is the last image, so we're going to take that, replace those, replace those. So we can go and delete these. Group this back together. Save it. Clean up document. No problems. Flip. Save as. And R. And then we clean up again. There we go. So now we have all of our harvesting with the hammer with their respective first, second, third, and fourth frames. So we're good there. Now we're going to go ahead and switch over to the running scared, which I'm going to need to open up the first, second, third, and fourth image. So we don't need that anymore. So open two, open three, okay. Okay, open and forth. There we go. So now we have the eyes and we have the legs already kind of moving in the way we want them to. Okay, so what we're going to, well, actually that's incorrect. Okay, we have some amount of change that we're going to need to do to the eyes. So we're bringing up the prototype here. Okay, if I copy that, is the paste same size? Fine. Yeah, we're fine. Okay. So we're gonna oh, paste that over there, 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 paste it there. Okay. So now let's go back to our first image here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna basically take the arm, move it into a certain position, copy it, and move it into the other images as well. So we can kind of keep it in the same relative position. So first off, we need to ungroup that. We need to swap the eyes out. There we go. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take this, group them together, copy, paste. Don't need any of the eyes anymore, so we'll just go and delete them. And what we're going to do is we're going to need to rotate this to make it look like he's kind of running away scared. And we need to say, mm, alright, that should do. So we're going to copy that and paste it in each one of these. And obviously, I'm going to need to kind of position it in the right location. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so select that. 84, 45. 84, 45. Here we go. So now we have that all done. So we're going to go ahead and group that back all up. So that should give us, let's see, save as. Don't want to ruin the walk animation, so scared. There's that. Let's make sure that we have cleanup. Yep. And now we flip them around. Save as. He's now facing to the right. There we go. Alright. So this guy is done. So we don't need to worry about that anymore. Now let's go back to this. Ungroup. Get rid of that arm. Don't need it. Now we need the second set of eyes here. So we're going to select those. Change those out. We can go ahead and delete all those. Kind of group those back together, and we're going to save as. Scared. And we're going to clean up. We're good there. Okay, now we can go ahead and flip that guy around. Save as. To the right. And then we clean up. And we're good with that guy. Okay, now let's see. Third image. Okay, we're going to break that apart. Okay, don't need those. Take the eyes and replace them. Go. Group it back all together again. Delete all this. And then we'll save as. Scared. Take. Oh, we need to make sure that it's clean up. There we go. Then we flip him around. Save as. To the right. And clean up. There we go. Give myself some water here. Okay. Okay, so the third image is pretty much done. We're going to move on to the fourth image here. I'm just going to take another bit of a snack here. Alright, that's all done there. Clean up. Flip it around. Save as. Right. And clean up. There we go. So, we have the harvest, the idle, the scared, and the walk. So we are pretty much um, we're pretty much done with one of our tools already. So, and I'm looking at this, and it's not 40, it's 168. Because this is 8 times 4 animations. So that's 32 images alone. And then you multiply that by 5 for the 5 different tools. And you're looking at 160. So we got our work cut out for us. So um, now, thankfully, now that we are done with one particular tool, we don't necessarily need to worry too much about everything else for the most part. Um, we're going to basically be taking the um, 4 images here, and we're just basically going to be replacing it with, replacing the tool in the individual's hand with the next tool um, on our list here. So, sorry about that. So we have one tool down, 4 more to go. Right. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to copy the size because that was, or copy the tool here. And what we're going to do is we're going to modify the size here. There we go. We're going to do the exact same thing for the rest of these here because I need them to be similar size for all of them. mean, they don't have to be exactly the same, but good enough. Oof, that's not great. There we go. All right. Here's the problem right there. It's the fact that the shape is gonna have to kind of remain, which, yeah, the size of the pail is a little bit large. There we go. So this obviously needs to kind of change a little bit, but we changed all these. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take our pickaxe here. We're going to move over to the first image. There we go. So paste it there, paste it there, paste it, oh, there, and paste it there. All right. Now let's see. All right, that'll work. So let's see. Actually, I'm gonna copy that and post it over there. Don't need that. So now I can just go ahead and select okay, ungroup. I'm gonna swap those around. Get rid of that. Lower the focus on that. And now we save as. Not the hammer, but the pickaxe. Okay, now and document. That's a save. Oh, group that all together. Save. Clean up document. No problems. Flip that around. Save as. To the right. And clean up document. There we go. So we're good there. We don't need to worry about this anymore. So close that out. Let's go over to our third individual here. So we're going to have to ungroup you. We're going to have to select you and you. We'll swap you guys around. And delete that. Okay. Group you. Save as. Pickaxe. Okay. Now we're going to clean up document. Save. Flip them around. Save as. To right. And now we clean up and we are good. So that guy's good. That guy's done. Alright, so okay, we're gonna ungroup you. Let's see. I need to angle this slightly. Yeah, that'll work. Alright, so we're gonna Select both of you, swap you out. Whoops. Nope. Okay, we're gonna take you, copy you, paste you over there so we can get rid of that one. We're gonna have to ungroup you two. There we go. Select both of you, swap you out. Okay, delete you. Move you back one, so that works. Group that all back together again. Let's see, we're gonna save as. Because it's not the hammer anymore. X. Let's make sure we got the cleanup property. Good there. Now we can go ahead and flip you guys around. Save it as the right facing. And now clean up. There we go. So our second is done. Close that up. All right. So to ungroup you, I have to ungroup you again. Select both of you, swap you out. Move you back one. Group you back all together again. Save as. And pickaxe. Alright. Gonna do that. Save as. And to the right. And clean up. Alright. So, another set done. Let's see. I'm almost thinking maybe I should kind of focus on getting the walking done, seeing that I'm just gonna kind of push everything down if I start continuing with the harvest section. So let's just make things a little bit easier. I'll go with the walking, get the 5 tools all done. Then we'll go to the scared, do the other 4 tools again. Then we'll go to the idle, and so on and so forth. So, alright, so we're gonna need to do each individual walk. So okay. Okay. Now, just to warn you folks, Inkscape has had problems, or I've had problems with Inkscape in the past where if I've had too many windows open or something along those lines, it crashes on me. So um, I don't know exactly what really occurs in the background. Okay, I don't work on the project or anything along those lines, so I don't really know. But I've had it crash on me in the past. So I just want to kind of give you a heads up that I may need to um, kind of reset this at some point. So um, I don't necessarily want to, but I may need to. So okay. Um, So here's the thing. I don't really want to um, hmm. So I don't necessarily want to um, reopen these four images over and over and over again. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put the other four tools in each one of these images, and I'll save them again concerning the tool in question, and then I'll go back to them and swap them out. So for example, um, now if I have I gotten the pickaxe done for walking yet? No, I have not. So we're going to select these four images. Gonna come here, paste you there, paste you there, paste you there, paste you there. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to save as, pickaxe, save as, um, just going to say golden for this particular tool. Save as, X, and then save as once more for water. Okay. Okay, so now if we open this back up again, now we have walk construct water, walk construct pickaxe, walk construct golden, and walk construct axe. We'll do the exact same thing with the um, these other images here. So we're going to leave the water open because that's the one that we're going to need to kind of we're going to focus on first for the walking. But okay, so I'm going to save as. I'm going to make things kind of easier on myself. I'm going to kind of select, just so I can change just the number, not the word. Oh, and just in case you guys are, any of you are wondering, I'm currently listening to a little bit of music in the background. Otherwise, my headset turns off for some reason. It needs audio input and it doesn't register audio output. I don't know why, but it just shuts down when I don't have any audio coming into it. Why it doesn't understand the fact that audio is going out of it, I don't really know. But either way, so I have music in the background. I can't play any of it due to copyright, so don't don't ask. Oh, and I have tried non-copyrighted music in the past before, and I got hit with 6 claims. I don't want to deal with that headache. So, mm, uh, so, okay. All right, there we go. So, now that we have all those images done, now we can go ahead and switch back to the um, don't need these. All right, now we just need to replace the, we can get rid of these for each of them. Because it's just the water. Now, now I can probably rotate this around and copy it into each one of the extra images. Let's see. Okay, and group. Okay, we can delete you. Let's see. That'll work. Let's see. 55. And there we go. Alright, so now we have a position for it. So we're going to go ahead and copy that. Get rid of those. There we go. Now, we're going to go ahead and group all that back together again. We're going to go ahead and save. Cleanup. No cleanup necessary. We're going to flip. And we're going to save as to right. Clean up document, and we are good there. So don't need that anymore. Although I probably still need the position. Yeah, hold on. We're gonna open this back up again. So okay, water pail, 55 and 80. So we're gonna break that apart. We're gonna get rid of the hammer. Oh, break the arms apart. Delete that. Okay, 55, 80. There we go. Put that back all together again. Save it. Clean up. No cleanup necessary. Flip it. Save as. R. Clean up and save. Five 80. Okay, group that back all together. Save as. Save. Clean up. No cleanup necessary. Flip. Save as. To the right. And clean up again. Okay, ungroup. Delete that. Move you guys into 55, 80. Go. Group. Save. Clean up, no problems. Flip. Save as. To the right. And then clean up again. Alright. Let's see. Don't need to change anything there. So now walk is done. There we go. So now we have the pickaxe to work on. So Okay. So now that we have all four of these images open, we're going to go ahead and swap the tools out. Now let's see. This is the pickaxe, so just the tool on the far right, obviously. So we don't need these three tools. Okay. Now, let's see. We're going to go ahead and ungroup. There we go. We're going to flip this around here. Let's see. Let's rotate a little bit. So, okay, that's, well, not quite the same. Let's go ahead and rotate a little this way. And mm, trying to match it, slightly enough so that we can, I don't have to adjust it too badly on that. So, okay, that looks like it's about pretty good overall. So we're gonna go and replace these here with that one. I don't need to worry about rotating it again. Now we're going to go ahead and select both of those. We'll replace them, drag swap. Change the layer. Get rid of that. Let's make sure that we group all that back together again. The save files is fine, so we can just go ahead and do a direct save right there. Clean up the document, no problems on that. We flip it now. We're going to save as, so now it's facing to the right. There we go. And then we clean it up again. And there we go. So this guy's done. Don't need to do anything more with him. So we close that down. Let's see. Let's see. Go ahead and ungroup. Yeah. And group again. So we don't need the arm with it. Select both of those so we can do a drag swap. Let's see. Now we group that back together again. Save that. Clean up. Nope. Okay. Flip it around. Save as facing to the right. And now we clean up. There we go. So we're done with that. Let's see. Oop. Pickaxe, come here. Alright. Ungroup. Let's see. That's good. Flip those around. Put it on the right layer. Delete this hammer. Move this back up again. Now we go ahead and save it. Clean up, no worries there. Flip that around. Save as, to the right. And we clean up once more. There we go. Close that down. All right. Let's see, hold on. Ungroup. That's fine. Oh, wait. Swap you around. Delete that. Back up it once again. There we go. Let's save it. Cleanup. No cleanup necessary. Flip it around. Save as. To the right. And cleanup. There we go. Okay, so now we have our pickaxe done. So we have our pickaxe walk in there with the direction to the right as well. So there we go. Now we're going to focus on our golden pickaxe here. So let's go ahead and open up those 4 files. Go open. Open. There we go. All right. So we're doing the exact same thing for the other 4. Oh, that's one of the things about animation. Thankfully, I'm not I'm not having to hand draw these every single time. I mean, you gotta give props to like the original animators before computers were everything. Having to actually do this by hand each and every single time, props to them. Okay, you know, I'm a programmer, so I don't even do any of this kind of thing as it is anyway. But or at least I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible on this. Um, but I mean, you gotta give some props to the artists that actually do this on a regular basis. And this is even with computers and the like. So I'm just doing it very simple, like so. Um, those that are actually putting in, the time and the effort on, trying to painstake every single last little shade, um, you know, piece of hair, um, everything, man. I mean, um, majority of my work comes from my brain trying to get the logic down on the programming side of things. But when you have to kind of painstakingly try to draw something out sometimes, I mean, eh, don't don't undercut any particular job because you might think that it's easy. Don't do that. If you're ever uh, if you're ever like out in the industry or anything along those lines, there's a reason why there's a job classification for a lot of this work out there because it takes a lot of time sometimes to get this work done. So, even those people that do QA work, for example, the people that do quality assurance on some games, okay, that also takes a lot of time and effort. You might think, oh, but they're just playing a game. Yeah, no, you don't really understand what's going on, what goes into, building a game along those lines, in that, when it comes to quality assurance, you're testing to make sure that everything works the way they need to work. Like, for example, you know, I'm going to use an example here. So say we're having our, you know, construction worker kind of walking around, you know, harvesting um, doing the construction or whatnot, that kind of thing, right? So he's just animating and animating and animating, right? So let's say, a monster comes along and suddenly he has to run away. He has to run scared. So now we go down to the, um, not the walked, but the scared version right here, right? So right now I'm currently in frame 3. Well, what happens if I go back to frame 1 for scared? Now that eyes have kind of changed drastically. Now, personally, if I was looking at this, okay, I'd want, you know, originally it was at the 3rd frame, right? What I would prefer to do, what I prefer is if the frames, instead of going back to 1, it would go to the 4th frame. So the rotation of the eyes kind of stays consistent, okay? Even though the eyebrows have kind of changed, I'd want to go with something like this so that the rotation of the eyes kind of stays consistent based off of everything else that I do with it. Okay. Now, um, is that is that always gonna work? You know, it's gonna be some difficult, but that's what I mean by quality assurance. You wanna look at every single like little detail of your game to make sure that it's working the way you want it to work. Okay. The quality assurance team, they basically say, oh, programming team, you put in this change, so it's supposed to do it this way. Okay, we'll test that out. Did it do it? Sure. Did we encounter any problems? Yes. Programming team, we encountered this particular problem. And the programming team goes, oh, okay, well, we need to fix it by doing it this way. How does that work? And, so on and so forth. So there's a back and forth between the two. QA team isn't going, yeah, I'm playing a game, blah, blah, blah. I don't really care what I'm seeing, blah, blah. I mean, it might seem that way to those that aren't quite sure of what's going on, but they're there to make sure that, the game works the way it needs to work. And if they do encounter any kind of graphical glitches or so on and so forth, they address it to the developers or sort of artists or something like that they encountered. You know, they encountered some kind of gameplay glitch, they encountered some kind of art glitch, they encountered some kind of audio glitch. They're telling, the other people on the team there's a problem. So don't think that, each one of these positions isn't there for a reason. So, all right. So let's go ahead and get back into this here. We don't need these other tools. So we're gonna get rid of those. There we go. Okay, so now we're gonna rotate this again. Kind of wish that there was a way that you can specify. Oh wait, hold on. Hmm. I'm seeing the rotate down below on um, next to the layer, right down here. Um, and it gives me an idea as to maybe um, what I can kind of do with maybe looking at the rotation of the hammer, but I can't rotate it. I can't look at the rotation based off of, or the rotation angle based off of where it's at right there. I don't really see any other value that I can kind of utilize on that. Hmm, I don't see any kind of numerical value that I can kind of use. I mean, if I could see, like, hey, this is at, you know, uh, negative, 4.25, then I'd be able to kind of match it directly with each other. But, yeah, oh well. So let's go ahead and see if we have a fairly good match here. Not really. Let's angle it a little bit more, not by much. There we go. That should work now. Yeah, that matches up nicely. So what we're going to do is we're going to take both of these, flip around, delete that, copy that so we can move it back to these other images here so we don't need to worry about the rotation of these others. There we go. And we need to put it on the correct layer there. Group that back together again, and the save is fine, so we'll just go ahead and save the name there. Cleanup document, nothing wrong with that. So now we flip the image, so now we can have them pointing to the right, and there we go. We clean up the image once more. There's apparently some artifacts that always happens for some reason whenever you flip an image around, um, but we take care of that there. So, and we're good here, right? Yeah. Okay, so we can close that down. Don't need that anymore. Okay, so let's see, ungroup, ungroup again, flip those around, delete this layer, and group. So we save that, clean up, good. Flip that around, save it as to the right. All this small little details just to get the animations, just right sometimes. And just to think that this is just 4 frames. Imagine the artists that have to actually do like 8 or 16 or, you know, those that are just, wanted to kind of show the steady kind of progress of like movement, just kind of like hand movement from one side to the other. I mean that, you know, it all depends on how many frames you kind of want to show, or if you want to do something super quick or something like that. You know, like if you want to do like a slow motion kind of scene, then obviously you're wanting to kind of change the frames to, you know, um, 1 image per frame to kind of show the slow movement. Or if you want to show that, hey, there's, this guy's like flying by, so you're like, you know, 1 image, 1 image, 1 image kind of thing. So it's like, you know, okay. Um, we don't need that anymore. Okay. Oop, I accidentally moved him around. Okay. Break him apart. There we go. Select those. Flip those. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and group that all back up again. Save it. Let's see. Cleanup. No cleanup necessary. Flip the image around. And for a second there, I thought I was seeing some kind of little graphical glitch down below that. But so we're going to save as, facing to the right. And now we're going to clean up just to make sure. There we go. Okay. Last image. So break that apart. We're good there. So flip those around. Put it on the right layer. Group that back up together again. Save that. Clean up. No cleanup necessary. Flip it around. Oh, almost forgot. Save as to the right. And now we clean up once more. There we go. Okay. So doing pretty good so far. That's walking for the water, walking with the pickaxe, walking with the hammer, and walking with the golden pickaxe is done. So now we just have the axe to do, and then we move on to the scared image. So we'll go ahead and open up these four. Don't need that anymore. Okay, open. Third image. Go, open. Fourth, okay. So now we are going to be focused on our axe here. So we'll just go ahead and delete the others. Okay. Alright, notice that. Alright, now once again we rotate the axe around so that it, you know, looks about the same as our hammer. It's not the correct angle. Let's see. A little too much there. That looks about right. Alright, so we're going to copy that. We'll go ahead and paste that back into the other areas here. There we go. And now we do the exact same process. Oh boy. Props to all the animation artists that has to do this on a daily basis, man. It is not easy work. Or at least not easy for me, I should say. Alright, so flip those around. Actually, hold on. Position of the axe isn't exactly great. Well, okay. I wanna, I wanna demonstrate why I'm not. I wanna move this a little bit further down. So, when you're holding on to something, say like, scissors, you know, you're wanting to kind of make sure that your fingers are kind of wrapped around them, right? So like, let me kind of show it like this. So, you want the handle of it, you know, somewhere around the fingers, so you can kind of demonstrate that little grip kind of look to it, right? If it's back here, you know, you can't. It looks awkward. You know, the position isn't right. So that's why I don't want to have that kind of look to it. Like, you know, if it's on the wrist, then it's like, what the heck are you drawing? You know. Now, granted, I'm not bending the fingers in this particular animation. I don't have the time to do that. Okay. But I still want to kind of show that it's not terrible either. So, so we're gonna move it down a little bit so you know it's a little bit more on the fingers. So that should do. Okay, so we got that. We're gonna group that back up. Go ahead and save it. Clean up. No cleanup necessary. We're gonna flip that. Save as to the right. And clean up again. There we go. All right. So now we're probably going to have the exact same kind of problem with these as well. So I might need to kind of make some additional adjustments. So, okay. Need to ungroup that again. So there's that. Flip that around, delete that. Change the layer down. See, this looks like it's like right on the back of his palm, almost near his wrist. So I want to kind of give that look that it's more, you know, something that he's actually kind of gripping a little bit more. Now it's going to be, the position is going to be a little off with the first image. I mean, I could um, verify it with like the X and Y. I could do that. It's probably a better recommendation to do that. Hmm. You know what? I better do that. I better verify the position. I don't want I don't want to have the animation with like the axe kind of moving around in the sprite's hands. I mean, you're not going to be seeing it too much when when the image is, you know, on a monitor or if it's on a handheld, which is my intention to eventually get it to a handheld or the PC. And the sprite itself is going to be pretty small. Um, it just gives me uh, it gives me peace of mind to make sure that I'm not screwing myself up, you know, later or anything along those lines. Okay, so we're gonna open this back up again, and we're gonna break that apart so we can get the position here. Um, Now to make my life a little bit easier, we're gonna go ahead and kind of make this round numbers. So we're gonna try 50, which is fine. No major changes there. And 81. So there we go. So now with all that all done, we can go ahead and group that back up. And we'll go ahead and save it. Don't think there's anything to worry about with the cleanup. Yeah, no problems there. So and I should probably make sure that I get the right side done as well. So yeah, so we don't have any kind of additional problems or anything along those lines concerning positioning on that. So, um, so now we're going to be looking at this and going, okay, well, we had 50 there, and it was 81, was it? Yeah. So um, now we're going to go ahead and group all this back up again, and let's see. Yeah. So we're going to save that. We're going to clean it up. No problems there. So now we flip this around, save as, face it to the right, and now we clean up once more. There we go. Now we can go ahead and close that one down. We don't need that anymore. I'm gonna ungroup that back so we can grab the hammer, replace it with the axe, delete that. Now we're changing the position to 50, 81. Change layer. We're going to group this back up again. Save it. Cleanup is no problem, so we can flip this around, save as, facing to the right, and clean up once more. There we go. And last image for the axe and walking, I should say. So ungroup. We're going to flip this around. Don't need this hammer anymore. Now it's 50 and 81. Change the layer. Group that back up all over again. Save it. Check the cleanup. No problems there. We're flipping that around. We're going to save as. Face it to the right. And we clean up the document once more. There we go. So now we have all of the axes done while walking. So now we should have all 5 done. We do. So we have all of the axes while walking, all of the golden pickaxes done, all the hammers, and pickaxes, and then the water pail. There we go. Alright, so now we're going to be focused on our scared animation. Once again, we're going to be doing the exact same thing with the different tools. So we're going to need to place all of the the specific tools in there, save them once again, and doing all the replacement. So it's gonna take a little bit of time here for folks, but I mean, in the end, it all leads to seeing it on in your game, being able to have the animation controller handling each of you know uh, each profile, the prefabs of each of these particular characters, and um, when you have it switch from, say, idle to walking to harvesting to running scared, the animation will trigger, properly accordingly, and between the two different images. Now, I don't know whether or not the animation controller will be able to kind of handle um, I don't think it's going to be able to figure it out that on this one particular frame, like on frame 3 of a particular animation, I need to switch over to frame 4 of a different animation. Okay. I don't think it works that way. I think it will always kind of start at the very first frame each and every single time. So there might be a little bit of probably a little bit of graphical glitch, a little bit maybe based off of that. I'm not sure, but um, I believe that would be the case. I don't think the animation is that precise. I could be wrong though. I could be wrong. I haven't worked with Unity before this particular project, other than the tutorials. Um, so I don't know whether or not it can tell, it can transition from the idle animation to, say, a walking animation, you know, depending on the right frames. I don't really know. We'll find out when we get there. So, um, but let's go ahead and open up the 4 files. And we will get the different tools inputted and start swapping them out. So, okay, and fourth image. All right. So now we're going to go back to our prototype. And we have our hammer already kind of constructed for this. So we just need to grab these 4 again. So I'm just going to go ahead and post all 4 of them here. So we're going to save as. Okay. So we're going to do X. Save as. Golden. Save as. Pickaxe. Save as. Water. You know, I do it this way so that I can reuse the same model image for the most part. I just replace the tool. That's it. All right. So we're going to save that one so that we can deal with the water for now. Uh, so we save as. Actually, hold on. Yeah, well, I still need to save as. Let's see. There's that. Save as. Two. There we go. Okay. Save as. Wait. Oh, I forgot the second image for the golden. Oops. Okay. I need to save that as golden second image. There we go. Let's see. Save that again as third image for golden. Save as third image for pickaxe. Save as third image for water. There we go. Just so for ease of saving for the most part. Okay. Okay. Now we save as. Go. Okay. Okay. There's that. And last one. Alright. Now, I accidentally forgot about the golden on this one, so we're just gonna go ahead and open up the water. I'll worry about the golden later. So, uh-oh. This isn't a good sign. Is Inkscape gonna crash on me? It eventually does that. Yep, there it goes. Oh well. I have that happen on occasion there, folks. So, it's one of the reasons why you want to save early and save often. So, not every program is, you know, um, perfect. So, you're eventually going to have the occasional crashes or the like. So, you know, it goes for whatever you use. Okay. Um, you know, Inkscape for myself, Unity, even the operating system. Okay. Just remember to save because you're always going to have that potential for like um, this believe me, I've been, in a situation where, I was programming out a particular project, for example. I didn't save, um, power goes out, and you're talking hours worth of work that you've been trying to work on for those many hours gone, and now you have to redo it all over again. So, believe me, save. It, I cannot stress that enough. So, okay, let's go ahead and open those four files back open again. Okay, we are looking at water. So we'll open up those four scared water images. And we will go ahead and replace the tools. Yep. So now we don't need any of the other tools in this, so get rid of those. Same with these. There we go. Now, hmm. Now, I'm kind of wondering about this, whether or not I want to. Um, so, okay, during the collection phase for these construction workers, so um, they're trying to gather resources and like, okay. Um, Now with the water pail here, based off of the previous positions of this, so like, I mean, so we're going to say we're going to kind of swap these out, say, okay? I'm just going to do that real quick. I'm not intending that to be the proper position or anything along those lines. Um, but you see that the pail is upside down. Now, uh, one could look at that and go, well, Jim, you know, when you're, you know, when you're using a pail to collect water and you're suddenly, trying to run away, with the pail and, the water's going to dump out. So should I actually make that a thing? Like, if the construction worker is, afraid of the monsters that are going to appear, are they going to be dropping resources when they run away? Hmm. Now, on one hand, I could say, sure. I mean, it makes sense. When you're kind of running away from a situation, you're not worried about, what you're kind of carrying with you. Like if you have like a tool belt and you're running for your life, sometimes you're probably gonna drop that tool belt just so you can get rid of the weight or something like that. Um, or if you have like a jacket or something like that, you know. Um, but on the other hand, um, that may that may kind of cause some confusion with the player themselves. They might be like looking at it and they're going, okay, well, how is this person collecting these resources? Where are these resources being? Can I pick up these resources after? I mean, these are questions you as a developer might need to kind of try to avoid. So, um, as a game developer or if you're working on an application of some sort, okay, you kind of need to analyze it and go, well, these are potential scenarios that you can kind of see for what may be happening. So, I, for me personally, I think I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm not gonna worry about the once the worker has collected the resources. I don't think I'm gonna worry about whether or not they're dumping it out back out again because that adds just additional problems afterwards. That's like wasted resources and like. And I don't necessarily want have the player, you know, be kind of upset with that. You know, now it could add to additional difficulties in that, um, I could probably institute that in like a say a hard mode if I really wanted to do it that way. Um, but um, you know, I would have to probably do a little bit more like animation to try to show that, hey, you're dropping wood, or hey, you're dropping water, all this kind of stuff. So, and I really don't want to be kind of tackling that kind of animation to this game for now. Um, maybe in the next version or something like that. Maybe if I do make a GGG 2 or a 3 or something like that, maybe I will institute that in the sense that, hey, we've now instituted the fact that if any of these guys are running away, they're going to drop resources. I don't really know. It's it's for later on. I don't think I really want to deal with it for this particular installment. I mean, as it is, I'm just by myself on this project, so maybe maybe when I can make a second and third and fourth or whatever, however many down the line, um, if I can actually get, additional programmers or artists and stuff like that, maybe I will institute that. But for now, we're gonna avoid it. We're gonna avoid that kind of hassle. We're gonna avoid that kind of headache. Um, and obviously, when it comes to any kind of design or um, when you're writing up your concept of the game, these are little tidbits that you're going to want to figure out on a game. Do you want to actually have this happening? So, for example, um, I'm going to have um, G2, and then I can just say, resource drop while scared, you know. So now I have that idea on hand, so that if I ever want to kind of come back to it, or if I ever want to um, try to implement said concept, I can do that. So, um, so for now, yeah. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and kind of look at what we can do here. Okay. Okay, so if I do something like 97 and 40, that should be fine. So, oops. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and swap those out. Delete that. So 97 and 40. There we go. So now we can go ahead and group this back up again. Um, Construct water, that's fine. So we save that. Cleanup, no cleanup necessary. Okay, so we flip that around. I gotta remember 97 and 40. We save as, running to the right. And now we clean up, and we're good there. Alright, so I forgot. I wanted to, the rotation of the pail, I forgot to copy and paste to these other images. So we're going to open back up the first image here again. So we're going to be looking at this one. I'm going to ungroup it again so that we can get the pail. We're going to copy that. And we're going to undo our changes because I'm not changing the image, but I can now paste the image on these other locations here. So now we're going to go ahead and delete these others that I don't really need. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and ungroup to get that hammer out of there. There we go. Now we're just going to go ahead and change the number here. So we're going to just do 97 and 40. Drop the layer. And then we group it right back up again. We can just go ahead and save it. Cleanup. No cleanup necessary. We'll flip it around so we can go ahead and say that it's facing to the right. And then we clean up. There we go. So we can close that out. We can close this guy out. Okay. We're doing this again with the other two images. So ungroup, delete that, changing the values there, change the layer, group that back all together again. We're going to save that. Let's make sure cleanup. No cleanup necessary. We're flipping that. Save as. To the right. And then clean up once more. Now, as I mentioned last week, concerning the coding, my arts coding stream, I already know that the body of the image here is slightly off center from the dimensions that I was kind of intending it for. So I know that I may need to readjust all of the images to the right, especially when it comes to the running scared. I'm going to need to probably reposition them back towards center, or at least put the main body, more centered again. But I want to kind of see how much it affects the game itself. So I'm just gonna, I'm gonna be uploading all these to the game eventually, and we'll see where where it kind of positions the sprite in terms of the hex tile, and hopefully there won't be too much of a problem. But I'm already kind of predicting that it's probably going to be leaning more towards the right and maybe causing potentially additional collisions, and I don't necessarily want to have that happen. So um, so I may need to kind of come back to these images to readjust them, which is fairly simple. I just need to adjust them, center them, resave them, and everything kind of works. But for now, we're okay. Okay, we can get rid of that. Change the dimensions there. Different layer. I got it saved, or group it back together again. We're going to save it. Cleanup. No cleanup necessary. We're going to flip it. Save as. Facing to the right. And then we clean up once more. There we go. Okay. Uh, Ooh, excuse me. Okay. So now we have the hammer and the water done for this being scared. There we go. So now we're going to switch over to the pickaxe. And we're just going to keep on doing these little changes here so that we can get the animations that we need. You know, it can be grueling work sometimes, you know. So anyone that is, you know, uh, building this, you know, building the game themselves, you know, by themselves, it's gonna take a little bit of time um, to do the necessary work here. So don't think that it's gonna be, you know, if you're having to kind of draw the assets yourself, then um, you know, if you want, you know, frame by frame animation, you're gonna need to put in the work for it. Okay, you're, you know, um, I'm trying to keep things simple, so by just kind of doing a replacement for each of these. Okay, keeping the animations pretty much the same for the most part, and then replacing where I need to replace. That keeps things fairly simple, fairly consistent. I won't need to worry like um, if there's if there's a slight problem somewhere, then I can look on those specific frames and specific images to isolate down where the problem is. So, um, you know, um, here let me kind of demonstrate this a little bit. So, well, it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a minute for the Unity to load up, but um, you know, while it's loading, I'll go ahead and continue working on this. But um, you know, the way the game currently is right now, you know, you would look at it and go, well, you know, there's some um, you know, there's some additional problems to it or whatnot. So okay, so this is going to be the pickaxe. So let's go ahead and get rid of all these. Don't need them. Okay. And once again, we're going to be changing the position here. Not quite. Okay. That looks about right. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and ungroup that, that, swap those around. Yeah, no, that looks fine. So if I do the exact same thing each and every single time with the swapping, then we should be okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy the pickaxe here so that I can replace these. Okay. Go ahead and get rid of the hammer. Group that back all up again. We're gonna save it. Yeah. Let's see. Cleanup document. No cleanup necessary. Okay, we flip that. Save that. It's now facing to the right. And we are good. Yeah. Now, if the pickaxe was slightly off the mark, like the position wasn't really that great, then I would adjust its X and Y values to kind of get it to a round number that I can easily adjust to the other images as well. So we'll go ahead and close that down. Okay, um, so for example, what I currently have right now is a mess in terms of the animation because I was using um, images that had no images whatsoever and had no animations whatsoever to them. So, um, so their idle animation, I was just kind of using, um, pre-built images um, from what I got from the that particular free um, asset category. So, um, when you look at it this way, if you had no context of it whatsoever, you can automatically see there's a problem here. So, um, so obviously, if you're having a little bit of difficulty um, with your images, with your animations and the like, then obviously you're gonna need to, put in a little bit more work to try to iron out what problems you may be encountering. So don't really need Unity right at the moment though. So we have a lot of art to work on right at the moment. So okay. So let's go ahead and get back to this. Ungroup that. Ungroup that. Swap those around. Relayer there. Delete this. Group that back up. Save it. No cleanup necessary. Flip it. Save as. Face it to the right. And then clean up. Yep. Okay. Those around. Delete that. Layer. Group. Let's see. Save as. Clean up. No clean up necessary. Flip. Save as. Face it to the right. And then clean up. There we go. Okay, now we ungroup. Ungroup. And, for any of you that is not following along, the reason why I'm doing an ungroup again is the fact that the arm and hammer is still grouped together. So I want to remove the hammer itself, not the hammer and arm. So there we go. Okay, change the layer. Group this all back together again. Save it. No problems there. So we flip, save as, facing to the right, and clean up. There we go. All right. Let's see. All right. Water, pickaxe, and hammer are all done for scared. So now we're on to the golden pickaxe and the regular axe, and then we'll move on to the idle animation, and then we'll finish off the harvest. So, okay. 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 Let's see. Okay. Okay, we're just focused on the golden pickaxe there, so we'll just go ahead and get rid of the other three. There we go. Okay. Giving a rough estimate as to what it might be looking like there. Angle's slightly off there, so don't need to change the angle too much. There we go. Okay, there we go. That's better. Okay. So now we look at this. Ungroup, ungroup. Let's see. So we look at that. Position isn't exactly absolutely great on this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of adjust a little bit here. And then we're gonna see about trying to make sure the values are okay. Alright, so now I'm gonna use the 102 and 45 here. Let me write it down just so I don't cause myself any additional problems like, like forgetting it or whatnot. Not that I really need to save those numbers, but alright. So group that back up again. We're going The wording is fine, so we're going to go and save that. Cleanup document, no problems there. We flip it around. We go ahead and save as. Move it to the right. And then clean up once more. There we go. Okay. Oh. I did it again. Oh well. We'll go ahead and open up the left again. You might be wondering, well, Jim, what do you mean by, what do you mean you did it again? Well, I forgot to replace the pickaxes with the rotation. So we're going to go ahead and ungroup. We're going to take this, we're going to copy it. Then we're going to go ahead and undo the ungrouping there. So now we're going to go ahead and replace all of these with a proper rotation of the pickaxe. There we go. All right. Now we don't really need this anymore, so close that down. So we're going to ungroup that, do one more time, isolate a hammer, and now we change the values here to the 102, and what was it, 45? Yeah, 102.45. Okay, now we move the layer down again. Um, Now, if for some reason, I'm using the numerics there to kind of get the position the way I want it to. If for some odd reason you're creating an image here and the position of your, let's kind of, let me kind of show that here. So I'm gonna save it here. So if say the position of the body for each of these four images was slightly off, like, slightly moved to the side, for example, um, the position of the pickaxe won't match all that much. Okay, so you want to make sure if you're doing any of these kind of animations, you want to try to keep the position of the rest of the body, or you know or whatever you're not working on, to be kind of the same no matter what. So that you always kind of want it to be in the same kind of in center of the um, in the center of the image, instead of kind of having it move all over the place. Otherwise, you're gonna have a really, really bad animation, having the body just kind of twitch while it's kind of trying to animate. And you know, I mean, you could do that if that's what you kind of want to do. Like you want to have something that just kind of twitches while it's moving or something like that. I mean, that might be your intention. It all depends on your game, really. But I don't necessarily need that for these guys. I mean, I could probably do that for like maybe one of the villains, one of the enemies, one of the monsters, to kind of give that sense of this guy is foreboding, or this guy's, you know, really, really kind of off or whatnot, you know. Um, but yeah, there we go. Back to the way it was. Now we're going to go ahead and see if any cleanup. No cleanup necessary. So we're going to go ahead and flip it. We're going to save as. And now we're having it face to the right. And we clean up the image. There we go. So we're good on that. Excuse me. Okay. Let's get the other images done here. So ungroup, ungroup, delete that. Now we get the position here to 102.45. We change the layer of it. We regroup. Go and save it. Clean up the document. No problems there. Flip it to the right. Save as. It's facing to the right. And then we clean up the document once more. Okay. There's that. Okay. Ungroup. Ungroup. Delete that. Reposition. change the layer, regroup, and okay, we can go and save, clean up the documents, no problems there. We'll flip it around so we now are facing to the right. And we clean up once more. Okay. So now we're done with the golden pickaxe. So we have the scared image, and then of course scared image to the right. So we're good there. Now, if like for example what I was mentioning before with the body not in the right position, then you have the potential of just um, it just kind of twitching around all over the place, and you don't want that to kind of happen, you know, and unless it's intended. So, all right, now we go to do the X. Okay. I might only do about a 3-hour stream today. Yesterday really kind of took it out of me. Those 12-hour streams are, oh, uh, all right. Okay, so we're looking at the axe, so get rid of those. There's that, get rid of those. There we go. All right. Now this one's going to be a little different, I believe, in the sense the position isn't going to be exactly precise. So we're probably going to need to do some amount of adjustment again on this. So okay, not quite. All right, that looks lined up pretty well. All right, so we're going to go ahead and ungroup and ungroup, replace. Yeah, see, once again, we're at a spot that's not exactly where I want the axe to be. So we're gonna go ahead and get rid of the hammer. We don't really need that anymore. We're gonna go ahead and adjust the axe to a position that I kind of want to see it. So that's gonna be good there. So we can actually use the 102.45 like before. So, okay, so we're gonna change the layer. I'm gonna go ahead and regroup this all back together again. Save it. Let's see, clean up document. No cleanup necessary. So now we're gonna flip it. Save as. And to the right. And then we clean up document. All right. You know what? Give me a second. I want to get a snack or two. I want to keep my energy up. So, let's see. So hopefully, you guys are still kind of sticking with me on this. So, getting myself some chips here, there, folks. So that I can kind of munch on something and keep myself from being overly hungry or anything along those lines. And while we continue working on these individual frames. So hey there, Miranda. How you doing there, girl? Yep. Eat some chips. Doritos. Alright. Once again, I messed up again. I can never remember to change the angle of the X. So we're going to go ahead and reopen the image again. There's that. I'm gonna ungroup so we can get that axe. Copy that. Don't need those anymore. Place the image there, and image there. ¿Cómo está there, Miranda? ¿Cómo está? Okay. So let's see. Go ahead and ungroup. Okay. Delete that because we're just going to reposition this. Oh. Okay. Group that back up together. Save that. Clean up. No cleanup necessary. Flip that. Save it as to the right. Clean up and save. Group. Get rid of that hammer. Change the position. Change the layer. Group it back up. Save it. You're using that program to draw manga characters. Nice. 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 Yeah. Uh, I know that it is difficult for you to understand me and my, well, I know that it is difficult for you to understand me while I speak English. There, Miranda. So let me know if there is something you don't fully understand. Okay. Sé que es difícil, pero te entenderme. uh, Mientras hablo inglés, and déjeme, déjeme. Saber si hay algo que no comprenda. Complantum. Ah. Oh, wait. I needed to be unmute for myself. Okay. Entenderme. Completamente. Okay. Oof. Alright. Okay, so we have that all taken care of here. Yeah. I know Spanish. Yeah, no. Mucho pequeño. Spent a long time looking for the draft in the program. What is that there? Hold on 1 second. No problem, understandable. So let me casi no entiendo pero yeah. Believe me, I understand. I really wish we were at the age of Universal translators from Star Trek. um, what is that word? Wow, that is not what I was intent. I need to read. I really need to know what that word really kind of sounds like here. Kriyame. Kriyame. Oof. That is a word. I let's see. My tongue is tripping over itself with that word. Well. Laguna se tropieza con esa palabra. Alright. Okay, so we have this now. Clean up, no problems there. So we flip that right back around. We'll go and save that for facing to the right. And then we clean up the document. There we go. So everything is a matter of practice. See. Um, what I need to do is go word for word and relearn the basics again and rebuild my understanding again. Lo que tengo que hacer es ir palabra por palabra. Okay, palabra. Y volver a aprender los conceptos básicos nuevamente y reconstruir mi comprensión nuevamente. All right. Nope, don't need to minimize. I want to close that out. All right. Okay, let's go break that down, break that down. Oh wait, I just need to delete that. Changing the values. Change the layer. Okay. Group that back up. Save that. Clean up document. flip, save as, to the right, and then I'm gonna document again to save. There we go. Open. Um, yeah. Uh, I mean, that's sometimes how you have to learn. Here, let me. That is sometimes how you need to learn. Start with the basics and work your way back up. A veces como necesitas emprender en peace. MPS por lo básico y nueva, or wait, nueva, that's a bigger. Okay. Yeah, I need to kind of figure out what words kind of work with others in order to speak with Spanish, but it's tough, man. It's tough. It can be very difficult at times. All right. Let's see. Okay, so looks like we are pretty much done with. Let's see, we are done with walk. We are done with scared. Yep. So we now have the idle animation to work on and the harvest animations to finish off with. So um, let's see. We are going to idle animation has different positions overall, so we're going to go ahead and once again do uh, separate them out based off of the four initial positions here. So let's see. And then we're going to take the rest of the tools and use them. Let's see, do I still have the prototype? I do not. Close that one down, don't need that anymore. Now open up our prototype. There we go. Um, let's see. And have you completed some of the anime drawings already? If so, would you like to share on my Discord. Ya has cumplido algunos de los dibujos de anime. Si es así, te gustaría compartir mi Discordia. Yeah, see. Google, man. Google. Wonder. Um, let's see. Um, see, you can put it in here. So, let's see. Let me kind of reset it here. Uh, if you want to share to the rest of my Discord, you are welcome to put it under the media category under art. You may get requests for art commissions from my other um, um, let's see what from the other members on my server. I believe Tycoon Ashley was interested at one point. Si decir compartir con el resto de mi Discordia, puede colocarlo en la categoría medios en el art. Puede servir solicitudes de comisiones de arte de los otros miembros en mi servidor. Quiero que Takun realmente estuvo interesado en un momento. Okay, so we're once again gonna go ahead and take these four here. Put these all here. Um, Ooh, I share in our on our commissions. Um, um, okay, let's see. Art is good for showing what you can draw, and if you want, you can mention that you are willing to do art commissions under the art commission um, channel, and you may get individuals that are interested. Um, you may also want to let um, anyone know that uh, Spanish is your first uh, first language. Okay. Arte es bueno para mostrar lo que se puede dibujar. I need to figure out how to pronounce that. Dibujar. Dibujar. Yeah. Y si lo se puede mencionar que está dispuesto a hacer comisiones de arte en el canal de comisiones de arte y puede obtener, obtener, tener, um, I don't think my drawing is very good. It's actually my first time drawing digitally. Well, um, if you have um, drawn images on paper, you may get individuals that are interested in that as well. Um, it all depends on what you are best at. They may be interested in what all you do, like if you have a, what is it, deviant art, um, deviant art, that's the website. Yeah, DeviantArt. Profile or not. Uh, um, so let's see. Dibujado Margines. I'm pretty bad. So 1 second. And let's go ahead and unmute that so you guys can kind of hear this.
Si ha dibujado imágenes en papel, es posible que obtenga personas que también estén interesadas en eso. Todo depende de lo que se te da mejor. Pueden estar interesados en todo lo que haces. Como si tienes un perfil de DeviantArt o no.
And as a hobby, I had not thought about making money with it. That is understandable. Pero, pues, puede decir. um, uh, uh, oh, but it can be. Okay, gotcha. There is a okay. Let's see. With um, everything that is going on nowadays, there is a stronger drive for contributions, especially online. For example, there is a current drive for YouTubers on Twitch, which requires quite a bit of art. Sometimes around anime.
Eso es comprensible. Con todo lo que está sucediendo hoy en día, hay un impulso más fuerte para las contribuciones, especialmente en línea. Por ejemplo, hay un impulso actual para VTubers en Twitch, que requiere bastante arte, a veces alrededor del anime.
I need to work on that a little bit more. Okay. Okay, so we're on idle right at the moment. So, uh-oh. Save as. Okay, idle construct. X. Oh, wait, oh, didn't want to do that. Close that out. Save as. Let's see. Golden. Save as. Hammer, pickaxe, and water. Pickaxe. Save as. Water. There we go. So, okay. Get the music back up and running. And once again, sorry folks, I gotta avoid copyright, so I can't be playing the music all the time. So let me check out your art there, Miranda. Aha. Okay. The end. Okay. Bueno, bueno. Okay. Um, I was kind of looking at the here, just so Miranda is aware. Uh, I was just looking at your image on my Discord. Very nice. Um, um, let's see. I've seen that they do a lot of drawings by Twitch, especially drawings referring to ecchi with a lot of views. Yeah, I don't have a um, particular let's see. Do I actually have one? I do not. Okay. Let's see. I don't have a particular section for ecchi or very uh, sexual content on my Discord. I want to keep more of a PG-13 um, Discord for the most part. So try to refrain from showing too much of that content if possible. Because I don't want to cause any hardships for myself from any parents. uh, well, I'm just um, yeah, no problem. I just wanted to make sure that everyone knew if there is a large demand of it, then I will make a channel specifically for that style, but um, but it uh, could present problems with it. Okay. I'm from Sojo or Fighting Manga Drawings. Gotcha. Understandable. Oh, for ecchi or sexual content. All right. Let's see. Let's save this. So join X. Save as. Golden. Save as. Pickaxe. Save as. Blur. Okay. Save that as. Three. Golden. Third image. Okay, and did not know that you could make calls for Discord. Make calls. You can use the voice channel to speak directly, and you can also connect um, using um, video as well. So, yes, you can make calls via Discord. Puede utilizar el canal del Vax para hablar directamente y también puedes conectarte usando video. Entonces puedes hacer llamadas, llamadas de través de la Discordia. Okay. Let's see. Save that as there. Or 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 and or. No problema. No problema. If you are interested, interested, you can contact Takun. I believe he speaks Spanish. Um, I'm not certain which dialect, so um, he was interested in art commissions. Si estás interesado, puedes contactar a Takun. Quiero que habla español. Sin embargo, no estoy seguro de qué dialecto estaba interesado en comisiones de arte. Okay. Um, Okay, everybody. It is 6 o'clock. It's normally when I close up everything. I know that I was late today, um, in getting everything started. Uh, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this everything up right now. So, um, we got some more assets done. So, and we're probably gonna be working on the um, idle next week, and then we will finish off the harvest portion um, as well. And hopefully we can finish all that up. Then I'll be able to kind of organize it, and then we will transfer it over to Unity and get that working properly, get it organized and set up through the program. So that is where we're going to go ahead and end it. So thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. All these videos will be uploaded to my YouTube channel. So there is a link down below um, to my YouTube channel. So check that out if you'd like. I have multiple different playlists featuring all the games that I play during the week, as well as these coding streams slash art streams right at the moment over on that my YouTube channel. I don't do any kind of editing, so you're welcome to you're basically watching my streams pretty much without any kind of edits. I also have links to my Discord, my Patreon, and my Twitter account down below on my Twitch channel. So feel free to check that out if you'd like. Um, I also include them in the description of my YouTube videos, so feel free to check those out. I have a schedule of everything that I do down below on my Twitch channel, so if you're interested in what games I play or these coding streams that I do, you can find that down below on my Twitch channel. Um, you can also find that I do this daily from 2 to 6 p.m. PST. So you're welcome to come on back here during those times, and I will be doing something, whether it's the gaming or it's the coding, it's currently the art. So, um, so come on back during those times. Say hi in the chat if you want, or don't. It's perfectly fine if you're lurking. So, but for now, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. Hopefully, I'll catch you next time. But until then, have a good night. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you strangers next time.